Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this year's recap and review of Turkey Bowl 2018. And always remember, this is Spolwig Center. Good morning, all. My name is Bill Schweinsteiger.
My name is John Fritz.
And there was a lot of hype going into the Turkey Bowl 2018 this year. Jack Oig and Kyle Oig released 2 videos, getting some hype, trying to call people out, bring more into the wonderful game. Unfortunately, we couldn't get them onto our show this year. Rumor has it they are still in a food coma from White Castle. Which, speaking of White Castle, did you know they gave us free food after we ate there yesterday?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they gave us desserts, some gooey butter cake, brownie, and some other wonderful treat.
Delicious.
And once again, everyone was hoping for a big turnout at the Turkey Bowl this year. The past few years, it's been kind of light. As always, the OFL Commissioner Mark Oig and his family, they showed up probably a half hour before game time. They started getting the field prepped early. You know, luckily this year, there was no having to wash off the snow. It was actually pretty hot this year. A little bit around 9:15, Jack Oig and his family started pulling up to Bryan Middle. They came to the tune of Living in America from the Rocky soundtrack. John, how about that Jack Oig kid this year? He's getting better looking every year, isn't he? Every single year he looks better. I wish Peter, I wish I could look better every year, but something about Jack, something just glows. There's like a glowing essence around him every year.
Along with the football too, he's escalating every single year, Peter.
I mean, Jack Oig, he showed up this year. He was actually marking Aiden Morgan this year. Aiden and Jack, they were both pretty even this whole game. They probably moved a max 20 yards up and down the field. They each caught one ball. Jack Oig caught a bobbling touchdown. It was maybe SportsCenter top 10. I thought it was Peter, I thought it was maybe Turkey Bowl MVP worthy. Just that one bobbling catch. It was to tie the game. He was kind of snagged it, but as always, we'll get into the rigged MVP system later.
With the OFL commissioner.
Molly Oig came this year. She was in the game for about 2 minutes. She always runs to the car to grab some gear or something, makes up something. She brought a man named Itor with his Canadian stuff on. He's not from Canada either.
His nickname that whole series was Canada. For wearing Canada sweatshirt, hat, and I think shorts, if I'm correct.
He had moose socks too. There was moose on his socks.
To an American event.
Nick Olwig showed up late this year. I don't know what he was doing. He was probably sleeping. He even brought out shorts and a short sleeve shirt this year. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't think it was that warm, to be honest, in my opinion. Me and John, we were on the sideline. We were with Bob Oig this year. He came out. It was weird. I think Jack and Kyle's video did something. Yeah. But Bob Oig was there. He was live streaming most of the main event. He was taking pictures, which are on the Oig family Facebook, if you want to go check that out. Bob brought his kids out, Anna and Jake. Anna brought along the wonderful child, Adam, who...
Let's not get into those 3 drop passes.
He got made fun of at Uncle Joe's house later at our party. We won't go into what happened. I would never say that. I would never want to say that to embarrass him. But what happened was 2 straight passes in a row. It's like he has a hole in his hands. They went straight through. One hit his chest, and he watched it hit the ground. The next one, I don't know what he was doing. Anna...
She's playing basketball out there. She was acting like a hoop.
Yeah, Anna was... She was something else this year. She kind of would go to catch the ball like this, and it went through. I don't know. Jake was out there too in shorts, right?
Yes,
he was in shorts. It was a bold move by the young man. Moving on with people from the Turkey Bowl, the Edler boys.
Where were they?
I think they were in Florida. Who would schedule a vacation on Thanksgiving Day? Which is, I heard it's being renamed a Turkey Day, Turkey Bowl Day, to be more specific.
That's just a no-no, folks. And I think they got back the same day as the Turkey Bowl. But they just don't want to show up.
Yeah, not much out of them this year. You know what? We're just going to start off. The OFL Commissioner, Mark Oig, he was making a fashion statement this year. A little bit too much was showing.
The gut
But in the end, he rocked it, all right? He had these high pink socks.
Pink socks, man.
Almost up to his thigh, right?
Yeah.
With short shorts, which were questionable. And Ryan Olwig, also known as the Golden Boy, with his luscious locks, he brought his girlfriend out this year. Katie, she made some good catches this year, didn't she?
Yeah, she had a few interceptions,
She
too.
wasn't even up for honorable mention on MVP either. I don't know what Mark Olwig was thinking there, but we have to get into it. Justin Olwig. Once again, he won the MVP trophy. John, do you have anything to say about the MVP trophy?
That Kyle Olwig kid, I heard the youngest of them, correct? Am I correct, Peter?
No, actually Colton Morgan.
Oh, okay. The second youngest, I think there. Second or third youngest there.
I believe.
He played heck of a game too, apparently, people say. But they say Justin Olwig did an amazing job, and we were there. He did an amazing job, and he deserved the trophy this year again.
You really think that, John?
I think so.
You think?
Yeah. I mean, Kyle Olwig was a close runner-up, but...
Well, I think Jack Olwig deserved the trophy this year.
Yes, he did.
His one catch, I think he deserved it. Okay? Kyle Olwig, he's rocking his medals right now. You're not Kyle Olwig.
Oh, John Fritz!
But yes, Justin Olwig did win the Turkey Bowl MVP trophy.
Years in a row.
We hate to see it, but he had a good game. He had, how much touchdowns?
I think 3.
I think 3. One of them was the winning TD. Except Ryan Olwig gave him a run for his money this year. Ryan was all over him. This was the football. It was kind of up in the air. Ryan was like, no! Pretty much the whole game.
Spot on. There was probably a questionable, amount of flags that should have been thrown, but they weren't thrown. He was all over him, as you said, Peter.
Paul and Aiden Morgan were there this year. Paul, once again, I don't know about his performance was a little questionable. Once again, I talked about Aiden already. Him and Jack Olwig, they were well even this game.
Along with Colton Morgan, the youngest.
Oh, and Colton.
Played a heck of a game. The kid has speed, and he's got some jukes on him.
Colton Morgan was in the history books this year. He conceived a safety.
I don't think that's ever happened in Turkey.
He was probably on the 1 yard line. It was a turnover. His team was pushing to the northwestern part of the field, and there was probably 18 people in front of him, and I think it was just too much to handle, and he just started going backwards. He was screaming. Oh, poor kid.
I mean, those big D-line guys, they're intimidating. They're big people.
Yeah,
big
you
men.
have Patrick Olwig with his gut out most of the time, his tiny shirts. And Joe Olwig. We had an oldie out there. Joe Olwig made an appearance at this year's Turkey Bowl.
He did not disappoint 1 second. He played an amazing game that year, I think.
Hey, you know what I've been thinking?
What?
At the beginning of the Turkey Bowl, when we were all warming up, and Mark Olwig, he sets those cones out on the field. Your blood is pumping. There's goosebumps. When he was setting up that field, I just think it was a little small.
I think so.
I think it gets smaller every single year.
But they find a way to widen out a little bit, but I feel like it gets that much smaller.
See, the field's kind of like this at the start of the game, and then somehow the lines kind of do this.
Like curve.
And then it comes out here. And by then we're all tired. We want to go eat White Castle.
Overall, this year was a great Turkey Bowl. The turnout was absolutely amazing. More than I think we've had in the past couple of years.
Yeah, and it was a young crowd.
Very young, yeah.
It was young.
All the college kids came out. Some of the oldies showed up, too, that don't usually show up. Justin Lowe with the Turkey Bowl trophy. Great game, MVP. He earned it. But this year, great year for Turkey Bowl.
Yeah. Overall, 2018, it was a good year for the Turkey Bowl. Only 364 days till the next.
You are correct, Peter.
You know what that means?
Time to train.
Time to train.